Love solo leveling? Try these 10 amazing manhwas. Yo, what's up, solo leveling fans? Now I know you are all craving that same level of action, intrigue, and jaw-dropping power, and trust me, we have got you covered. Are you ready to dive into the world of some seriously epic manhwa? Because today, we are counting down the top 10 amazing manhwa that you need to check out if you loved solo leveling. If you're a die-hard solo leveling fan looking for your next big manhwa fix, listen up. I have just got the thing for you. The rigorous youngest son of the Duke is an assassin. Our protagonist, Kian Vert, being the illegitimate son of a Duke and the Empire's greatest assassin. But just when he's about to meet a nasty end, he wakes up as a young boy again. Talk about a second chance. The art in this manhwa is top-notch with some seriously intense action sequences. And the story? Well, let's just say Kan's not about to live in anyone's shadow this time around. He's on a mission to prove himself and carve out his own path. Now, I'll admit the character development and interaction can get a little rough around the edges at times, but if you can look past that, the rigorous youngest son of the Duke is an assassin is a wild ride that's sure to scratch that solo leveling itch. If you're a solo leveling junkie like me, then you're gonna love this next manhwa we are diving into, which is Magic Academy's Genius Blinka. Now in the game Aether World, our protagonist Baek Yushiol is considered the biggest loser of them all. Why, you ask? Because the guy's only skill is this short-range teleportation ability called Blink, something most players think is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. But when Baek gets tasked with reaching the game's true ending, he's about to let his so-called worthless skills hold him back. Nope, this dude is gonna use his unconventional abilities to outsmart all those powerful magic wielding players and achieve the impossible. The world building in this manhwa is super engaging and the character development is a real treat to watch unfold. Sure, there are a few rough spots where the pacing feels a bit forced, but trust me, the art is absolutely gorgeous, my dudes. And seriously, if you are craving another epic adventure after solo leveling, Magic Academy's Genius Blinka is the way to go. If you're looking for a next big manhwa obsession, you have got to check out the return of the Triple S class ranker. Our protagonist, Rokon, is a total beast in this ultra-realistic fantasy VR game, reaching the coveted Triple S rank. But just when he's at the top of his game, a rival guild decides to come after him and ruin everything he's worked for. But just when Rokon thinks it's all over, he gets a second chance. A twist of fate sends him back in time to before the game even launched. Now, this former Triple S ranker's got the perfect opportunity to reclaim his glory and show the punks who is the boss. The art in this manhwa is absolutely stunning, with some epic fighting scenes that'll have you pumping your fist in the air. And the story? It's a wild ride that blends fantasy, folklore, and a whole lot of revenge. Trust me, you won't be bored. Number 7. Weapon Maker. This one's all about Junshio Shin, a master weapon creator who is just trying to keep a low profile in a world teeming with monster dungeons. But when Junshio can't resist the urge to help out those in need by lending him his killer weapons, he ends up exposing himself to some pretty shady characters. Now, the thing that really sets Weapon Maker apart is Junshio's competence and no-nonsense attitude. This guy is not your typical wimpy protagonist. He's got skills, and he's not afraid to use them to craft his way out of trouble. And the story? It's a wild ride filled with conspiracy, intrigue, and some seriously epic weapon crafting action. Sure, the pacing might get a little wonky at times, but trust me, this manhwa will keep you hooked from start to finish. Just be warned, there is a bit of personality shift with the main character that might throw you for a loop at first. But once you get past that, it's smoothing sailing into a world of monster slaying, treasure hunting, and oh so satisfying revenge. So if you're looking for a next big manhwa adventure, Weapon Maker is definitely one to check out. Solo leveling fans, you are not gonna want to miss this next manhwa we have got lined up, which is Legend of the Reincarnated Demon God. This one's got all the juicy details you crave, starting with our protagonist Eon Un-Hui. This guy was the junior lord of the heavenly demon cult, earning himself some seriously epic nicknames like Great Sorcerer of the Dark Arts and King of the Wandering Lost Souls. But let's just say his smile wasn't exactly the kind you wanted to be on the receiving end of. Well, after getting betrayed in a wicked coup, Un-Hui decides to take matters into his own hands, and let's just say it doesn't end well for the traitors. But then, our boy wakes up in a whole new place, reincarnated as Tang Wen-Hui, the illegitimate son of the Nine-Dragon branch family. If you're craving for your next big manhwa fix after solo leveling, Legend of the Reincarnated Demon God is definitely the way to go. Okay, number 5. The Regress Mercenaries Machination. Now, this story follows one of the 7 strongest people on the continent, the legendary king of mercenaries. After starting a war to avenge his fallen family and territory, he ends up losing his life. But just when he thinks it's all over, he wakes up to find he's been sent back in time. But this mercenary king isn't just gonna sit back and let things play out the same way. Nope, he's got a plan to destroy all his enemies and make sure there is no room for failure this time around. The art in this manhwa is absolutely stunning, with some seriously impressive action sequences that will have you on the edge of your seat. And the characters, they are super well developed, with the protagonist being an absolute force to be reckoned with. Sure, some people might call him a scoundrel or dismiss him as trash, but trust me, this mercenary king is playing the long game. He's got the sights set on the ultimate revenge and he's not stopping until he gets it. So, if you're ready for an awesome manhwa with intrigue, action, and a whole lot of payback, the Regress Mercenaries Machination is definitely the manhwa for you. Number 4. Return of the Legendary Spear Knight. This one follows Joshua Sanders, a legendary spearman who ended a brutal civil war back in the day. But when his fearful comrades try to take him out, Joshua's trusty weapon Lucia shines and sends him back in time to his childhood. And let me tell you, this guy is not messing around. He's dead set on revenge and he's not stopping until he gets it. The art in this manhwa is absolutely stunning, with some seriously badass fighting scenes that'll have you pumping your fist in the air. And the protagonist, he's the definition of a total boss, ruthless, smart-mouthed, and not afraid to put even the most entitled noble brats in their place. Sure, there might not be a love interest yet, but trust me, the character development in this one is top-notch. Even the previously shitty characters are getting some serious attitude adjustments, and it's all kinds of satisfying to watch. Number 3. The Martial God Who Regressed Back to Level 2. Now, this one's got a pretty intriguing premise. Humanity has lost the fight for survival in the BattleNet system, and we are talking total eradication here. But our protagonist, Jihan Xiong, gets a second chance. He's been sent back 3 years in time, right before BattleNet became a life or death game. And you can bet your bottom dollar he's determined to become the strongest player and change the fate of humanity. The thing that really sets this manhwa apart is the way the author handles the whole regression trope. Unlike some stories where the OPMC just steamrolls everything, Jihan's gotta use his noggin to overcome some serious obstacles. And let me tell you, the way he outsmarts those entitled brats is nothing short of satisfying. Sure, the plot might feel a little over the place at times with the whole dungeon or VR or real-world mashup, but the action more than makes up for it. And Jihan, he's one cool customer, always keeping that smirk on his face as he delivers some seriously badass takedowns. So, if you're craving your next big manhwa fix after solo leveling, the Martial God Who Regressed Back to Level 2 is definitely worth checking out. Number 2. The Chaotic God of Extraordinary Strength. This one's got all the juicy details you crave. Starting with our own protagonist, Jeong. He is a notoriously evil sky demon who just wants one thing: revenge. After his grandfather's death, Jeong's turned into a total beast, and he's not stopping until he's taken down the main man responsible. But here is where it gets really interesting. Jeong manages to strike a deal with Mok Jeongwon, the third young master of the prestigious Mok Sword Manor. Jeong agrees to let Jeongwon go free if he can take over his life, and let me tell you, that's when the fun really begins. Now, Jeong's living the high life as the third young master, but it's anything but easy. The art in this manhwa is absolutely stunning, and the story, great. Plus, it's set in the same world as the hit series Nano Machine, just 800 years in the past. So, if you are ready for some serious action, intrigue, and a whole lot of chaos, the Chaotic God of Extraordinary Strength is definitely the manhwa for you. And number 1. Disciple of the Three Kings. This manhwa's got everything you crave: epic battles, powerful protagonist, and a whole lot of chaos. It all starts when these mysterious gates starts appearing all over the world, unleashing monsters that nearly wipe out humanity. But fear not, because some seriously powerful fighters from other realms like Eun, Inheart, and Gehenna step in to save the day. Our protagonist, Lee Ru-won, who is determined to bring some peace and balance to this whole mess. Unfortunately, Ru-won's good intention don't exactly sit well with the superpowered interlopers, and he ends up losing learning everything. Ruin becomes the disciple of the three kings, and let me tell you, he's not messing around. This guy is strong, assertive, and ready to rule over everything. The art is absolutely stunning, and the plot, it's wild from start to finish. Sure, it might not be the most groundbreaking manhwa out there, but if you are craving for your next big adventure after Solo Leveling, Disciple of the Three Kings is definitely worth to check out. Alright, Solo Leveling fans, that's a wrap. I hope you are all feeling pumped and ready to dive into these amazing manhwas. Trust me, once you start reading, you are not gonna want to stop. Remember, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest manhwa news and recommendations, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. I'll be back with more epic content soon, so you don't miss out. Until next time, keep leveling up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.